Allahumma yassir wa la tu'assir. Barakallahu feekum wa jazakumullahu khayra. All right, we're moving right along in the Book of Marriage, Level 2. Reading from the explanation of the text of Abu Shuja by Muhammad ibn Qaasim Al-Ghazzi. And we have reached a new section where the author said, and I'll just read the text first, then I'll read the explanation. Fasl, section. ويجب للمعتدة الرجعية السكنى والنفقة. Obligatory for the counting woman who is returnable. Obligatory for the returnable counting woman, yani the returnable woman on her countdown. Obligatory for her is lodging and expenses, nafaqah. ويجب للبائن السكنى دون النفقة. And obligatory for the irrevocable woman, the unreturnable woman. Obligatory for her is lodging, not expenses. إلا أن تكون حاملة, unless she's pregnant. ويجب على المتوفى عنها الإحداد. And obligatory for the widow is observing the limits. Yeah, usually we're going to say mourning. Mourning means being sad. Though being sad is not a condition. You want to call this mourning, you can use the word mourning. But being sad is not a condition here. وهو الامتناع من الزينة والطيب. This mourning is by refraining from decor and perfume. وعلى المتوفى عنها زوجها والمبتوتة ملازمة البيت إلا لحاجة. And obligatory on the widow and the unreturnable woman to adhere to the house, to stay in the house, except for a need. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I don't know. Last week, I wrote one word down wrong. It says, you said that the unreturnable woman gets lodging, and I put food. She get lodging and food? Well,
no, she gets lodging unless she's pregnant. Then she gets lodging and food.
That's why I got pregnant. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. So let's read the explanation. فصل في أنواع المعتدة وأحكامها. Section concerning the types of counting women and their rules. ويجب للمعتدة الرجعية السكنى. Lodging is obligatory for the returnable counting woman. في مسكن فراقها إن لاق بها. And she will spend her iddah in the house in which she was divorced, if it is befitting. والنفقة والكسوة إلا أن تكون ناشزة. And obligatory for this returnable counting woman is the expenses and clothing, unless she was rebellious, قبل طلاقها, unless she was rebellious before her divorce. أو في أثناء عدتها, or during her iddah. Nice detail there. does expenses mean food? So what I know, nafaqah includes the lodging and the clothing. He said obligatory for her is the lodging and the clothing and the nafaqah. What I know that the nafaqah includes rather the lodging and the clothing and the food. The food is left, and what I would call miscellaneous items like a mattress, a pillow, a sheet, some dishes, etc. Illa an takuna nashiza, unless she is rebellious qabla talaqiha, before divorcing her, and that's how she was when he divorced her. أو في أثناء عدتها, or while she was on her iddah, she uproots. Then she doesn't deserve anything. وكما يجب لها النفقة يجب لها بقية المؤن إلا آلة التنظيف. So let us then review what exactly is nafaqah. Yes?
I didn't understand what you said في أثناء عدتها. You say some word I didn't quite.
Well, I said that's a nice review. Yani, she became nashiza during her iddah.
I understood, but the last في أثناء عدتها is that part.
Yani, she loses her right.
بارك الله فيكم.
I mean, what people.
I didn't heard well that part.
Yeah, it comes from here. Illa, yani, unless, so she deserves such and such, unless she's nashiza. Before divorcing her, then she doesn't deserve it. Or she's nashiza during her iddah, then she doesn't deserve anything. And وَكَمَا يَجِبُ لَهَا النَّفَقَةُ, and just as the nafaqah, the support, is obligatory for her, يَجِبُ لَهَا بَقِيَّةُ الْمُؤَنِ, obligatory for her are all expenses, meaning all the expenses. A man who divorced his wife and she's returnable, he has to support her like a wife. She deserves full nafaqah support. But the explainer here says, illa alat at-tanzif, except what she uses for cleaning. وَيَجِبُ لِلْبَائِنِ السُّكْنَى دُونَ النَّفَقَةِ, and obligatory for the unreturnable woman is lodging, not the expenses. إلا أن تكون حاملة إلا أن تكون حاملة, unless she's pregnant. فتجب لها النفقة بسبب الحمل على الصحيح وقيل إن النفقة للحمل. So then if she were pregnant, then support is due to her because of the pregnancy. The pregnancy caused her to be due support other than the lodging, according to what's correct. And it was said that the support is only for the fetus. Question. So the woman can become nashes during her iddah? Yeah. Yani, he divorced her. She's in her iddah, and then while she's in her iddah, she decided to flip out. She cussed him up and down. She left out the house, etc. Hold on one second. So does that mean nushuz is not specific between husband and wife? But when a woman is in her iddah, she has some rules like a wife, because they're no longer husband and wife, but there's still something between them. Yeah, that's why he can bring her back, and that's why she deserves support. She deserves support, but she's not his wife, so there's still something there. Yes, Habibi, go ahead, please.
The word nashes. What does it mean?
Nashes is the rebellious woman, or nashizah, the rebellious woman,
Nashes.
the one who's in the state of nushuz. That's when she runs away from her husband or she refuses him enjoyment.
Okay, thank you. Is that a plural?
No, that's singular. Nashizah for the female.
Nashes for female. Nushuz is for running away.
Nushuz is the attribute. Yani, she has nushuz. So she's nashiza.
Okay, I got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. As for a husband, it's possible for him to be nashiz. Then this would mean that he abandons her and maybe he hits her and maybe he verbally abuses her. فَتَجِبُ لَهَا النَّفَقَةُ. Okay, so then the explainer says, وَيَجِبُ عَلَى الْمُتَوَفَّى عَنْهَا زَوْجُهَا الْإِحْدَادِ. An obligatory for a widow is mourning. وَهُوَ لُغَةً, and linguistically the word إحداد مأخوذ من الحد وهو المنع. Linguistically, mourning in Arabic is called ihdad, coming from the word had, which is a prevention, a had, a limit. وشرعا الامتناع من الزينة وترك لبس مصبوغ وترك لبس مصبوغ وترك لبس مصبوغ يقصد به الزينة. Religiously, it is refraining from decor by abandoning wearing dyed clothing whose point is decor. Yani, to leave out fancy clothing. كثوب أصفر أو أحمر, like something yellow or red. But the point here that is, I'm going to use the word fancy though. It's not the color only. That's, you might take from this statement, that's the color. But he is clear here. He says, يُقْصَدُ بِهِ الزِّينَةِ. Decor is meant by it. Yani, getting dressed up if you want. So it's not the color per se, but the color could contribute to its being fancy, but it's not the color per se. كَثَوْبٍ أَصْفَرَ أَوْ أَحْمَرَ, like something yellow, some yellow clothing or some red clothing. وَيُبَاحُ غَيْرُ الْمَصْبُوغِ مِنْ قطن وصوف وكتان وإبريسم. And legal for her is anything not dyed, made from cotton or wool or linen. Maybe that's not the right word. Kitan or silk. وَمَصْبُوغٍ لَا يُقْصَدُ لِزِينَةٍ. And also it's legal for her to wear something that is dyed, but it's not fancy. وَالْإِمْتِنَاعُ مِنَ الطِّيبِ. And also, religiously, this mourning involves refraining from perfume. أي من استعماله في بدن أو ثوب أو طعام أو كحل غير محرم. Meaning from using it on the body or the clothing or the food or the eyeliner. Yani eyeliner that's not haram. Okay, here's a question for you. Tell me a food used for perfuming. And I'm talking about you eat it. I'm not talking about it's a food, but you do another application for it. I'm not talking about it's a food, but if you put it in the fireplace, a nice smell comes out. No, I'm talking about you eat it for perfume. Perfume in your food. The meaning of perfume, that is. The meaning of perfuming for fragrance. What do you have for me? Rose water?
Like mint?
Other than rose water. Mint, yes, like mint, correct. You might eat peppermint or spearmint for your breath. So then that's perfuming your mouth. وأما المحرم كالاكتحال بالإثم الذي لا طيب فيه فحرام إلا لحاجة. And now concerning this widow, if she wears eyeliner, I'm going to say eyeliner for kuhl. That does not have perfume in it. And I don't know, maybe you sisters know about that. Which one of you knows about eyeliner, scented eyeliner? It wouldn't have crossed my mind that those two would be combined. So if this widow uses unscented eyeliner, that's haram unless she had a need to do so. And an excuse, basically. Karamed, like she has pink eye. So she uses some eyeliner for medicinal purposes. Unscented. فيرخص فيه للمحدة. The rule in that case would be easier for that widow, observing her morning time. ومع ذلك فستستعمله ليلا وتمسحه نهارا. And even with this permission for her to use that, she uses it at night and she wipes it off in the day. إلا إن دعت ضرورة لاستعماله نهارا, unless she had a reason to keep it on during the day. Unless it was urgent for her to keep it on during the day. وَلِلْمَرْأَةِ أَن تُحِدَّ عَلَى غَيْرِ زَوْجِهَا مِنْ قَرِيبٍ لَهَا أَوْ أَجْنَبِيٍّ 3 أَيَّامٍ فَأَقَلَّ. Also, a woman is allowed to observe a mourning period for other than a husband, whether a relative or a stranger, for 3 days or less. So don't ask me, what about 4 days? If I tell you 3 days or less, don't say, so what about 4 days? وَتَحْرُمُ الزِّيَادَةُ عَلَيْهَا إِنْ قَصَدَتْ ذَلِكَ. And it's forbidden for her to observe a mourning period for this non-husband for more than 3 days. With an intention, if she had an intention that this is mourning. Not if she didn't have an intention. Like, for example, you know how a menstruating woman is not obligated to fast. Does that mean she has to eat? No, it doesn't mean she has to eat. Likewise here. A woman observed a mourning period for other than a husband. She can't do it for more than 3 days. What if on the 4th day she was still doing the same thing that she was doing for the last 3 days? Is she sinful here? No, not if she didn't have an intention. That's the comparison to the fasting person. But if she just simply on the fourth day was not wearing fancy clothing, was not wearing fragrance, etc., there's no sin here. She didn't have any intention for a mourning period. فإن زادت عليها بلا قصد لا يحرم. And now he just said what I was saying. If she did more than 3 days for this non-husband, but without an intention, so how she would do more than 3 days, meaning she just kept doing the same thing. She kept living the same way, not putting on perfume, not getting dressed up, but not with an intention of ihdad, then that's valid. ويجب على المتوفى عنها زوجها والمبتوتة ملازمة البيت. And it's obligatory on the widow and the woman who is divorced once and for all to adhere to the house. أي وهو المسكن الذي كانت فيه عند الفرقة. Meaning here, the place in which she was divorced. إن لاق بها, if it's befitting. وليس لزوج ولا غيره إخراجها من مسكن فراقها وفراقها. And neither the husband nor anyone else has the right to put her out of the house in which she was divorced. ولا لها خروج منه وإن رضي زوجها. Nor does she have the right to leave even if her husband accepts. I haven't learned about any reward for the mourning of other than the husband. I haven't learned of any reward or lack of reward there. فيجوز لها الخروج إلا لحاجة فيجوز لها الخروج. Unless she had a reason to go out, then it would be permissible for her to go out. كأن تخرج في النهار لشراء طعام أو كتان. Like for her to go out in the daytime to buy food or to buy some material. وبيع غزل أو قطن. Or she goes out so she can sell something. Because she needs to, like something knitted. She went out to sell something that she knitted. وَنَحْوِ ذَلِكَ. And the like. ويجوز لها الخروج ليلا إلى دار جارتها. And it's permissible for her to go out at nighttime to her neighbor's house, her female neighbor's house. لغزل وحديث ونحوهما. For knitting and chatting and the likes of that. So that she doesn't feel alienated and alone and weird. بشرط أن ترجع وتبيت في بيتها, but under the condition that she comes back and she spends the night in her own house. ويجوز لها الخروج أيضا إذا خافت على نفسها. And it's also permissible for her to leave if she was afraid for herself, أو ولدها, or her child, أو غير ذلك, or something else. مما هو مذكور في المطولات, amongst what is mentioned in the bigger books. Like she fears home invasion. Then she can go out. Wallahu a'lam, Allah knows best. We'll stop there. Any question? Question, what about if she fears domestic abuse from the husband? Now, she doesn't have to stay in the house so he could beat her up. Well, that's just like something else. Right now, I told you, like a home invasion. She's afraid for herself. She can leave because of a home invasion. So when you say domestic abuse, I think that means he beats her, so she doesn't have to stay there so he can beat her up. Question, is the widow allowed to have people stay with her to keep her company at night if she doesn't like being alone? I haven't heard about it. But in what we are talking about here, it's not her house. It's just the house where she's divorced in. She spends her iddah in the house she was divorced in. Doesn't mean that's her house.
And also for the widow, the same thing, isn't it? Because you say, and not only for the one who's divorced, for the widow also, she has to stay in her house.
Yes, that's true.
Unless the reason is that you told, yes. And if some people came, legitimate people, she can be her mom or her sister, it's not forbidden.
Can you say that again, please?
Not for the divorced one, for the widow one, where her husband died. If her mom or her sister or others come and stay with her, there is nothing wrong. Even subhanAllah, what happened was we asked previously, it happened somebody even to go to the musalla for religious purposes. Where she was a widow, she can go. Also, as you said, she can, if nobody can support her, she can go for working related things, to go out, or also for buying food, everything. This is understandable if nobody can bring for her.
MashaAllah. Barakallahu fikum.
Because we ask, we got it. It's not I didn't learn. Thing has happened and we ask sheikhs. That's the answer, what we got and what we did, that they did.
Okay. MashaAllah. Okay. Barakallahu fikum.
Sheikh, that's not the end of the book, is it?
No, it's not the end of the book. It's the end of the chapter.
Oh, okay.
Or the end of that section. Next section is about getting a new slave woman. You say if it's her house, she can have company. I don't know.
I mean, nothing forbidden. I never heard. I saw in so many places where I was attending that places. Nobody said they can, because especially when you have your husband died, your relatives are to comfort you, they are stay with you. The only thing is, of course, if there is now, if we go to detail, orphan, on that case, they are not allowed to eat anything called the religion, which belongs to the kids.
MashaAllah. Barakallahu fikum. I didn't take any of those. MashaAllah. Thank you. طيب سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك